Okay, I'm going to show you how to clear that message. Check DRL system. That's daytime running lights. Okay, on your Acura, the inside light is your daytime running light. That's your fog light. So on this side, this bulb is out. That's my fog light. This is my daytime running light. So I've got to change that bulb. Okay, so this cost about $13 at AutoZone. It's a 9005 bulb. Okay, so below your light, there's this access panel. And it's got these fasteners you got to take out. We're going to get a screwdriver and pop those heads out, and then we'll be able to pull those fasteners out. Okay, so I'm just going to use a pair of needle nose and a straight slot screwdriver. Okay, so you've got to pop this little head off. Not off, but pop it up. And these things are old. Okay, so these heads, you've got to pop them up. They're just plastic, and you got to pop them up. And they're old and brittle, so they may break on you. Then that'll allow the big part of the fastener to come out. Okay, so it took a little finagling, but once you get the head popped out, then you should be able to pull the body out. And these things are, see, that one just popped out. They're kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so this was a 2009 Acura, and some of these you've just got to pry them out a little bit. And so there's no real good way of getting these out since the car is so old, but once you do pop the head up, then you should be able to pull the fastener out. Okay, remember, it's this light here we gotta get to. This panel's not wanting to come off, even though I got all three of these out. I think we're going to take this screw out to take this panel out. Okay, so that screw is a 10 millimeter. Now I was turning it and it was kind of like, it's all plastic, so it was kind of breaking. Okay, so once like I said, that screw there was not really coming out. But once I got this panel down, now I can snake my hand in here and get to the back of that. Okay, so if you lay on your right side, you've got this panel down. You could put your right hand in, and then you can get to the back side of that bulb. And it's a quarter turn, so you quarter turn the back side of the connector and then it'll come out. Okay, so I quarter turned it. There, I've got the bulb out. So I'm just simply gonna pull that one out and put the new one in. Okay, so I've got the new bulb. You're gonna take this blue connector off, and you've got to press down on this back part. And when you press down on this back part, it lifts up that front part, and that unlocks it. And then you can pull the bulb off, and that's you'll get a whole new assembly like that. Okay, so the new bulb will only go one way. It's got a key, and it has to go on the side of the lock. And you're going to push this on until you hear a click. Okay, it's on. Okay, so now there's the back side of the bulb with the blue connector. You're going to turn it to the left. Not quite a quarter turn, and then it'll come right out. And then when you put it in, you're going to put it in where you took it out at, and then turn it to the right, not quite a quarter turn, and then it's all the way in. Okay, so this bolt I never did get out, but I kind of just turned it, and that helped to get this panel down. But it's all about getting this panel down. Not the first panel I showed you, but you do have to take 2 of those plastic fasteners off to get this panel down. You gotta loosen this screw or this bolt. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this back together. This piece slides underneath this piece. And then I'm gonna put those plastic things in. I didn't necessarily have to take this one out, but it did help. But I gotta put all 3 back in now. Some of them, kind of the heads popped out, but they still work. So you leave the head out. Okay, so I failed to show you to get this lip in, and then slide it underneath this. So I've got that lip in, then that, and then this goes on the back side of that. So there you got that, and then that's what that looks like. Okay, so some of these aren't in the best shape, the ones that came out, but you've got to make sure that head gets pulled up, and that way you can collapse this end and then put the so even if they're in 2 pieces now, you can still feed that into the hole, and once you get that flush, then I'll put this pin in. Okay, so all of my plastic fasteners, the heads popped out, but like I said, once you push the big body in, then you can just take your pin that fell out, and then it'll help it stay. It'll be okay. Okay, so you do have to start your car in order to get the daytime running lights to come on. And you've got, if you're in auto, turn your lights all the way to off. Okay, there's that one, and there's that one. And once you get the light fixed, that daytime running light code fixes itself. You don't have to clear it. Okay, so this is just a dad. You needed a 9005 Sylvania basic light bulb. They might try to sell you some socket grease, which is okay, to put a little grease in there on the new bulb when you put the new connector on. Bigger needle nose and a straight slot screwdriver. So again, if you could please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.